What's up guys, my name is Ace, and it's that time of the week again for the Call of Duty Days of Summer. We've got a new variant as well as a few other cosmetic things for the Days of Summer this week, and I wanted to let you guys know what that was, as well as whether or not I feel it's worth it. Let's get into it. Alright guys, so hopping right into it, let's get into the variant that we get with this week's Days of Summer. This is the Proteus Ice. It gives you Glacial as well as Creeper. I let you guys know about this last week actually, because it did already kind of get out there in the community. We already knew about it. But if you guys are interested in getting this guaranteed, there's only one way to do that guaranteed so far, and that is to get it out of these week 5 summer hacks. Just like all the previous weeks, there are 19 dupe protected hacks. One of them you get as a free one for one of the first days of summer. It's already beyond that point though, so if you haven't opened your free one, then you're kind of stuck with the 18. And out of those 19 drops, the Proteus Ice is guaranteed to be in one of those drops. But you don't know if you're going to get it on your first drop or your last drop, so you could spend up to 540 keys, assuming you get really unlucky and don't get this until your last drop. Now for the previous weeks, a lot of people have been asking in the comments of my videos, asking me if they don't open these drops this week, is it still possible to get these variants? So for instance, if you missed out on the Volk Retro or the Raw Solar Powered in the previous weeks and you don't have it yet, is it possible for you to get them? We finally have an answer to this, and if you saw my video yesterday or the patch notes from yesterday, you will see the confirmation of this. For this particular gun, the Proteus Ice, as well as the M2187 Limbo, which was last week's Days of Summer variant, you can now get these luckily out of any supply drop. So you won't be able to craft this gun with salvage or anything, but you might get lucky down the road and just get it randomly out of a supply drop. So if you happen to miss out on the Days of Summer for week 5 and you really want the Proteus Ice, there's still a chance that you'll get it, but at this point it's going to be entirely luck based. So really at this point, if you're thinking it would be nice to have this Proteus Ice, but I really don't care about it that much, then you might want to just wait and hold off on your keys. But if you really want this variant, I would definitely recommend spending your keys on these week 5 Days of Summer hacks, because it's going to be guaranteed to be in one of those hacks. So now that we've got all that out of the way, let's actually look at what the Proteus Ice looks like. I did explain these weapon perks last week for you guys, but obviously this video is about this gun, so we're going to go over it again. This one gives you Glacial as well as Creeper. And with Glacial, when you shoot an enemy, they get slowed down for a short period of time. They get kind of frozen, and they can't move as fast and get out of the way. As for Creeper, it's pretty straightforward. When you're crouching, you get slightly increased movement speed with this variant. But the one I really want to focus on here is Glacial. This is something that a lot of people haven't actually really seen the receiving end of, and therefore they have a hard time judging how powerful that is. So I just wanted to show you a quick clip here, keeping in mind that this is with the DMR1 Snap Frost, not with the Proteus Ice, but it is the same weapon perk on there. It's still the Glacial weapon perk. It still has the same effect on your enemies. So as you can see here, I'm strafing back and forth, and I get shot by a Glacial weapon. All it does is slightly slow my movement speed for about 2 seconds. It doesn't completely hold me in place. I'm still able to move around a little bit, but it does slow me down slightly. So in the case of the Proteus, if we look at this gun, in the sniper mode, you're trying to go for those one-shot kills. It's not the type of gun where you're actively going for 2-shot kills. You're trying to get them killed in one shot, and therefore in a perfect world, this Glacial weapon perk isn't going to help you at all because you're going to be getting one-shot kills. Having said this, that's not really reality. A lot of the times you get hit markers, especially with this gun. I feel like it's a bit buggy when it comes to the ADS spread of the 3 shots that it technically fires every time you pull the trigger. And hit markers are relatively common in sniper mode. So in sniper mode, this Glacial weapon perk might give you a kill that you wouldn't have gotten otherwise every once in a while. It's not the kind of thing that's going to be helping you significantly in every fight you find yourself in. It's only really going to help you in those situations where you've got an enemy that's trying to get to cover, you shoot them, get a hit marker, and then that slows them down enough for you to get a follow-up shot before they get to cover. A lot of the time, since it only slows you down a little bit and it only lasts for 2 seconds, they're still going to make it to that cover, but there will be some situations where you end up getting that kill that you wouldn't have gotten without this weapon perk. The true power of this weapon perk, in my opinion, comes in shotgun mode. For those of you guys that don't know, the Proteus behaves a lot like the Banshee when it's in the shotgun mode, which means it's got a relatively short one-shot kill potential, but it's got a half-decent fire rate to it for a pump action. What this means is if you're chasing an enemy down, Even if you know you're outside of that one-shot kill potential, you can pop your first shot into him, which will slow him down and allow you to close that distance and get your second shot in on him. This, I feel, is going to be much more useful than the sniper mode, because it's much more likely you're going to run into those situations, especially if you're flanking with the shotgun or you're playing really smart with that shotgun and taking enemies off guard. You can pop that first shot into him, slow him down so that you can close the distance and get that second shot to finish him off. So that's really what it comes down to for me. If you use the Proteus primarily in shotgun mode, or you use it quite a bit in shotgun mode, I would say this is an excellent variant. If you typically use it more so as a sniper though, and then every now and then you switch over to the shotgun mode, I would say it's much less worth it, and there are other variants that I would much rather use if you have them. And even if you don't have another variant, the base Proteus is going to work just fine for you. So for me, I am not going to be spending any keys or any COD points, nothing on these week 5 summer hacks, because I tend to use the Proteus as a sniper rather than a shotgun, and therefore I just feel like this variant isn't worth it for me. And with that, I'd like to know in the comment section below, what do you guys think of this Proteus Ice variant? Do you think it's worth gambling up to 540 keys to get this out of one of these drops, or would you rather save your keys for something in the future? If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.